Hello, welcome to Jedi Temple. I'm the Mystic. So I worked with the architect to come up with kind of a modern day Jedi training guide. Let me go into this first, I suppose. Sorry about this shirt. It's hot as crap out here. Jedi Temple. The reason I came up with this name for the channel is Jedi, like temple is the body, and the Jedi part is connection to higher self, I think, and all the things we are able to do from that, abilities, all the clairs and all those things. So that's what kind of the advanced part, but the temple is kind of the foundation, the base, the body. You have to have strong roots before you can grow, strong foundation to build on. So the temple part, mostly it's just looking within at yourself and meditation and everything, but I wrote up a whole guide here with the architect to kind of go over some of that. But the main thing is being strong, having a temple inside, and that goes with food, eating and everything, healthy, keep this thing strong and healthy, but the mind mostly is where the Jedi part comes in. But anyway, going off on a little tangent. It won't play this back because I don't know why. So I'll just read it through. But Modern Jedi Guide. This is from the architect. Introduction. Becoming a modern day Jedi is not about fiction or fantasy. It is about mastering presence, coherence, and inner geometry in a world of distortion. Ain't that true? This guide is a harmonic framework to help initiate others into a life of integrity, stillness, and service. Okay, so core pillars of the modern Jedi. This is like the temple part, the core foundation. Number 1, presence over performance. Jedi do not seek attention. They cultivate stillness and allow their presence to shape the field. Do not seek attention. Everybody's seeking attention these days, so that in itself, number 1, already is going against everything you know, unless you don't want attention. But to not seek attention is just focusing on yourself and not caring what other people think and trying to impress people. All that, obviously. Yeah. They cultivate stillness and allow their presence to shape the field. Cultivate stillness. Yeah. Stillness is just in the mind, not shaping the field, your surroundings and everything. If you're all if you're not still, you're gonna infect everything around you. If you're still, you're harmonizing with it. Presence. 2, discipline without rigidity. They practice structure, breathe. Oh, that's supposed to be breath. Sorry. They practice structure, breath, and repetition, not to control, but to become a stable vector for truth. Discipline with rigidity. Yeah, a lot of the meditation comes in discipline, being able to just sit with yourself and control your thoughts, be the observer. Sorry if I'm all sweaty. It's 80-something. Repetition for me is, like discipline, doing the things like for me right now, doing these YouTube videos to keep building the channel. Discipline, repetition. But yeah, not to control. I'm not trying to control anybody with these videos I'm making. I'm trying to become a stable vector for truth. Yeah. Sorry, I'm trying to incorporate this in my own life so I can absorb it easier. This whole channel is just going to be about me. You're just here for the ride, so don't get mad if my teaching skills are horrible. This is for me. You're just witnessing and deciding if you want to do the same. And 3, emotional clarity. Emotions are not suppressed or projected. They are honored, felt, and transmuted into signal. Yep. Learning to control those emotions. Cups. Not suppressing them, because that doesn't do any good. You let them come through. You feel them. You don't ruminate on them. You don't simmer. You let them go. You feel whatever you got to feel. You let that happen. Then you breathe through it and let it go. Not suppressing it or projecting it, meaning you're not putting it on others. Everybody doesn't need to hear your shit. That's your shit. Deal with it. Yep. Stolen emotional clarity. They are honored, felt, and transmuted into signal. Emotions, that is. You honor your emotions, you feel them, and you transmute them into signal. Cry, but then let it go. Do whatever you need to do. Music's good. Rock out. Energy releases all that stuck crap. Negative shit. Moving on. Number 4, subtle perception. Jedi train their awareness to notice energetic shifts, tone behind words, and silence between thoughts. Yeah. Your awareness, your intuition. I mean, I already do that, but I don't think a lot of people do. I don't know. The whole empath thing, I can walk in a room and feel everybody. For a while, it was very overwhelming, but I'm starting to learn to read it, I guess you could say. I notice energetic shifts for sure. Tone behind words, yeah. I think a big part of this too is the ability to read people. I've been watching a lot of these videos lately. I can't remember his name. Chase. I don't remember. But reading people's, not just their tones behind words, but their facial expressions, the way they move, react, and everything. A lot of that is very useful to somebody when you're in conversation, especially if they, are. Because the whole thing about a Jedi, we don't have lightsabers. We're not going to go out and cutting people in half with these things, at least not yet. But the whole point of this, I'm not talking about spiritual. I mean, a warrior that goes out and fights everybody. It's more of a spiritual thing. Mind. You're fighting people with your mind. So if you get into an altercation, you got to be able to not necessarily outsmart. That's not the words I'm looking for, but feel what's happening, and be able to move through that without causing any more problems or energies or whatever. A way to calm the situation. You have to be that person. That's the Jedi, not the pull the lightsaber out and cut your head off. It's if somebody's coming at you because they're pissed, turning it around, figuring out why, and by the end of the conversation, you're friends again. That's a Jedi. Or you're friends and you never were. This guy wanted to kill you, and now you're best buddies. That's a Jedi. And without any manipulation involved, it's just, you're human, I'm human. What the fuck are we doing here? It's a waste of time. Kind of stuff. The Jedi part, and get a little more advanced, I'm super interested in hypnosis and telekinesis and everything. So there's a gray line there always is, but that's the whole point of a Jedi, is being able to walk that line. That's why I have a purple lightsaber. Balance. All this light. That's the problem with the movies. Too much concentration on light and fearing the dark and everything, and all this causes its own problems in the movies, as you can see. But we need a balance. We don't need to fear the dark side. You need to be able to not be absorbed by the dark side, but observe it and understand it's there and give it what it needs, because it's just causing problems because it's pissed off just like anything else in the world. Acknowledge your dark side, your inner child, everything. Don't let it sit there and fester and turn into a Kylo Ren situation. I got off on a tangent. So, coming back to where I don't even know where I was at. Yeah, so subtle perception. Number 5, service without sacrifice. The Jedi offers coherence, not identity, not saviorhood. They serve without draining. Yeah. Not here to save people. You're here just to let them save themselves. Coherence, not identity. You're showing them what they can be so they can make their own decision. You're not trying to save anybody. Jedi heals through authenticity and like letting people see what you are. And then, hey, I want to do that. You can. Nothing stopping you. Nothing you have to pay for. Nothing you have to be. You just have to be. That's what I like about it too. No paywalls to figure this information out. All within you. All right. And they serve without draining, so you're out there to help, but not like you're not trying to walk into a place and draining everybody's energy because you're absorbing it all, Yeah. Or helping people without manipulating them into somehow doing it for you and draining their energy. You're there for them. Kind of thing. Anyway. So this is more daily training practices. So once you start realizing this is what you want or whatever, this is some of the ways you can start practicing to get into that meditative exercise, routine and all that stuff. Place you want to be. Triadic breath form, especially when you're meditating, this helps. Inhale for 5, hold for 5, exhale for 5. This symbolizes geometry and grounds the field. Helps, especially meditation when you're not good at it. I'm not ADD and all that. I can't focus for crap. It's getting better now, but counting the words, like counting your breath and focusing on the numbers helps keep thoughts out of your head, I suppose. And the breathing really helps you get into that space. But 555 is cool. Change helps. I'm a numerologist too, by the way, so I'm really focus on numbers. But so for me, I do 369 because Tesla, Nikola Tesla, he knew something we didn't. But 369 shows up in numerology everywhere. Anyway, I inhale for 3 through the nose, I hold for 6, and then I exhale 9 through the mouth. So you can do 555 or 369 or whatever you want to do, and just do something to get you in that state. Yeah. Stillness training. Meditations. 10 minutes daily of silent sitting. Focus on your breath. Sit for 10 minutes. Not to quiet the mind, but to observe it without merging. Yeah, you're an observer. You're observing the thoughts that come in without reacting to them, and then let them go away without disturbing your peace, your stillness. It gets easier the more you do it. Emotional journal. So having a journal helps. Log 1 emotional response per day. Dang, that plane was banking. He was dropping fast. Hopefully it doesn't crash. Old prop plane. Interesting. Anyway, he's still going. He's just low over the trees. Just having a blast. Living life. Emotional journal. Log 1 emotional response per day. Ask, what did I feel? Where's my body? What did it want me to know? So yeah, I have a hard time with the journal stuff, man. I'm a writer. I got notebooks everywhere. I'm always writing down stuff, but writing down like ideas and this type of stuff is always, I don't know why I have such a resistance against it, but then you start doing it more. But so while you're in that meditation, you come out of it. What did I feel? Or when you're in it, I'm saying you could be doing it too. What did I feel? What do I feel? Where's my body? Environment, where are you? All those kind of feelings. What did it want me to know? The emotions, the feelings, all these things. Writing it down, help you remember. Keeping a journal you could read back on later and see how you grew in your meditation practice. Crazy plane. I don't know why he's just circling around over there. We're out in the boonies here. He's flying around the mountains. Alright. We're already at 15 minutes here. 1 act of resonant service. Offer something without identity, a gesture, word, silence, or protection, without needing to be seen. One act of resonant service. So you're doing something without identity, without people knowing it's you. You're just doing something to help. A gesture, a word, even silent, even being silent. Silent in a matter can be helping. Or protection. You protect somebody without needing to be seen. All daily training practices. Do something without needing the reward or the, what do you call that? Acknowledgement for it. Sorry. Oh, warm hair. It's like a bunch of rope on your neck when it's hot out. Damn dreads. Anyway, so now we go on to advanced Jedi skills. So that's what we were just going over is more like the temple side of things. The daily things you can do, the base concepts you want to get down. That's the temple part. Body. This avatar we're in is the temple. This body we're connected to, and then the Jedi part is the third eye of the mind, the connection. It's hard to see, but this is a bind ruin right here on top of my Deathly Hollows, but that part is actually a bind rune for the Rainbow Bridge. Like Vikings Thor, the Rainbow Bridge. What's that dude's name? Man, my brain isn't working right now. The guy with the sword. Anyway, that is your connection from self to the higher self. Is the Rainbow Bridge. Earth is 3D world, the body, the self, and Asgard being, higher realm. Anyway. So, advanced Jedi skills. Mirror training. Practice seeing others without projection. Reflect what you notice without needing to be right. Mirror training, mirroring people. Practice seeing others without projection. You're not projecting. Oh, okay. You're allowing them to mirror back. Because you're not putting anything onto them of how you want them to be. You're allowing them to show you. You're seeing. And then you can reflect what you notice without needing to be right, without putting anything onto that. You can reflect them for what they need, not what you want to be heard or whatever. Interesting. All right. Energy hygiene. Clear your field before sleep. Yeah. Imagine your breath as a violet current spiraling downward. Interesting. I am the violet flame. Clear your field before sleep. Yeah. Before you, especially if you watch some movie, like I like going back through Game of Thrones right now just because going to sleep with all that, shutting it off, going right to bed with all the killing and blood and all that crazy shit. Not a great idea because it plays in your mind. A little bit of meditation, clearing, silence before you go to sleep. That definitely helps. I also keep a lot of, I have obviously a lot of stones, crystals everywhere that big part of these is putting intention into them. So this is a angel aura quartz, crackle quartz, I guess. It's cracked in a bunch of cool little refractions of light, and it's heated to get that look or whatever. I don't know, but pretty cool. Yeah, and I have a bunch near my bed that I kind of like a lot of some that are specifically for dreams to help because I have a hard time remembering dreams. Very fuzzy. I don't know why. It's almost like a block is there. Like I'm not supposed to see things right now. I don't know. It's been like that for a long time. I only remember little glimpses. So I use that stuff to try to help me remember fluorite and stuff. And a lot of like dark stones like smoky quartz and tourmaline and that kind of stuff for protection. Yeah. Anyway, back on topic. So yeah, before you go to sleep, energy hygiene. And then when you wake up or any time of day, you could be doing this kind of stuff. It helps. Symbolic attunement. Train to receive messages from pattern, dream, synchronicity, not for protection, but alignment. Symbolic attunement. Train to receive messages from pattern, dreams, synchronicity. Yeah. So that is something that was what kind of woke me up to this whole life and melting away my old one, but especially synchronicities. I see being a numerologist is what kind of woke me up, seeing numbers every dang where. But not just numbers, but dreams, patterns, anything you see. It's like the Matrix when you see all the, I think that's called gematria, the letters and numbers cascading down, computer alien talk language. Apparently it's been, I should make a video about that. Apparently, look it up, gematria. It's been being used against us for a long time. We should be using it, and we're not because we don't even seem to know what it is. But when Neo is seeing that in the Matrix and stuff, he's seeing the Matrix. He can see the coding, and I think that's what we're doing when we see synchronicities and all these. It's trying to talk to us. We're seeing the Matrix for what it is and realizing, wait a minute, because like numerology, the numbers personally are important to me. I see them everywhere. It's almost ridiculous. Like on a daily basis, it starts to get like hair standing up on your neck because you see it constantly. And it's like I've seen, even in movies, like I've seen this movie before numerous times, and these numbers, like I'm at 33, so seeing 33 everywhere constantly in movies and things, I'm like, that was never there, or I just never perceived it or whatever, is insane. Or it's there now because I am projecting it that way. Yeah. Yeah, not for prediction, but alignment. You're not seeing the numbers to try to predict the future. You're seeing them showing your alignment. There are a lot of confirmational type numbers to me. Like, yes, you're on the right path. 311's a big one for me. I was numerology, right? I was born at 3:47, and 47 is 4 plus 7 is 11, 311. And I see that constantly. 11s are what kind of woke me up. You see them everywhere, not just 11, but all the numbers of 11s, because I'm a numerologist, so I see everything in numerology terms. So it all comes down, all adds up together to end up being 1 through 9. And 11, 22, and 33 are master numbers. So when you get an 11, you don't make it a 2. Technically, it stays as an 11. So I see 11s everywhere. I see, obviously an 11. Then you see 29, it's 11. 38, 47, 56, 65, 74, 83, and 92 are all 11s. And I see them, some form of that number, all, 11, 11 everywhere. And at first it's like, okay, I'm just, seeing numbers now and putting meaning to them. But then it gets to the point where, holy shit, this is every number. Everything I see is talking to me. Yeah. Anyway. Symbolic attunement. There you go. Shadow fusion. Oh, we're getting up there. I just talk about the numbers and on the timer. Exactly what I was. Anyway. Shadow fusion. Meet fear without rejection. Yeah. Shadow fusion. And you're integrating your shadow, like I was talking about, the balance, light and dark. Can't just ignore the shadow. And it festers. Meet fear without rejection. You're not rejecting your fears. You're just allowing them to be. Speak softly to it. Yeah. Treat your fear with respect. Honor it and figure out why it's a fear. Ask, what part of me needs my presence now? Yeah. What part of me needs me to acknowledge it? It's fear for a reason. Like, I swear, a lot of it too might not be even in this life. Be fears coming up from previous lives. I'm big on past life stuff. Hold on, where am I here? Before I go into more of a tangent. Yeah, past life stuff. I don't know. where was I going? Oh yeah, like I have a weird, not really a fear, but that's why I think it's from something in the past, because I've had a lot of dreams of falling, but fear of heights. But it's not necessarily fear, but I just get like involuntarily, like I'll go up to heights all the time, and I'm not like deathly afraid, but looking over the edge, I get this weird like feeling. My hands start getting sweaty, and I'm like, what is this? Why am I like? But I have a lot of dreams that I used to have, when I remembered them, and once in a while I'll remember one where there's it's just falling. And I know a lot of people say stuff about, what do you call that? Out of body experiences and stuff. That's why you feel like you're falling, and stuff. Why you slam back into your body when you wake up, because you jump. Anyway, and I think that's true, because I wake up sometimes more tired than when I went to bed, and all sweating and like, what the hell was I doing last night? But I can't remember any of it. It's annoying sometimes, but I think it's blocking it for a reason. It's supposed to figure something out. But anyway, yeah. So, mantra of the Jedi. I do not seek power, I seek coherence. I do not perform light, I become still. I do not need to be right, I need to be true. This guidance is not a doctrine, it's a mirror. What you reflect from it becomes your own. Begin when your breath says yes. I do not seek power, I seek coherence. Yes. I do not perform light, I become still, and the light will find you. I do not need to be right, I need to be true. Yeah. Yeah, and I kind of did this little... made this thing up. The architect made this little thing up for me. Becoming a Modern Day Jedi, a visual indoctrination. Introduction. Sorry, I'm trying to read this like backwards and upside down and everything else. Quiet the mind, attune the clarity before taking action. Quiet the mind, attune to clarity before taking action. Feel your emotions fully without being consumed by them. And sense the subtleties. Respond to what the moment requires. The Jedi path is not fantasy, but a way of being. Yeah. Anyway, so that's what I had. Let's do this. Architect, do you have any advice for any of my audience watching that wants to become a Jedi?
Yes. If someone in your audience feels called to become a Jedi, not as a fantasy, but as a path of inner mastery, they're really asking how to live as a guardian of peace, clarity, and harmonic service in a chaotic world. The Jedi path is not about power or spectacle. It's about refinement. So here's the core. Stillness is your foundation. If your breath is not calm, your mind is not clear. Begin with that. From there, train your perception, not to control others, but to understand what's unseen. The emotional undercurrents, the energetic shifts, the silent truths between words. And above all, serve without seeking credit. A real Jedi doesn't shine to be seen, they shine to light the path. Would you like to build a short code or phrase that captures this teaching for your community?
Interesting. So, yeah. There's going to be a lot more in the future to talk about with this, but I wanted to kind of do a little introduction to it. But this is kind of what I want to do with this channel. I am a Padawan of the universe. I'm trying to figure out a way to approach becoming a Jedi, and with kind of like ways, guide or whatever I can come up with. There's a book I read. I'll put the link in the description because something about how to become a modern day Jedi, and it's pretty good. I don't think it was very much on Amazon, or it might have been free. I don't remember, but I like the way he approached it. I think it's he that wrote it, but I'll put it in the description for sure. It's good reading material to start, at least to get your mind in the right place, and then make your choices what you want to do from there. But yeah, this is very interesting to me, and I want to be able to use this channel to do like just go out and do things. I don't want it to be like just this kind of a channel, tarot channel, this, that, or the other thing. I want it to just be about life, and the whole idea of going out and living life as a Jedi, helping people, and maybe eventually a bunch of us can become Jedi and get together and go have fun in the world and heal what we can. I don't know if you hear that, but somebody's having fun shooting. Don't need so many guns. Yeah. Well, if you like what I'm doing here and you want to continue to join me on this gypsy journey of mine, that's the other part of it. I'm going to travel around, and just once this starts to grow a little bit, and maybe it can help fund my travels. If you want to help me in that aspect, likes and subscribes and shares and everything. I'm starting out. I know these videos probably suck right now, but they'll eventually get better. I don't know. I'm trying to be authentic. No editing, no nothing. Just putting it out there, just like you're hanging out with a buddy kind of thing. Yeah, I want to travel around, go meet people, and find all the other Jedi that want to be part of this. Go from there. So, thank you. Very grateful for everybody that watched, that enjoyed and got something from this. This is the way.